तो दोस्तों आज की इस वीडियो में हम बात करने जा रहे हैं अवतार द लास्ट एयरबेंडर नाम की इस सीरीज के सेक्शन 2 के बारे में। दोस्तों हाल ही में ये जो सीरीज हमें देखने को मिली है लोगों द्वारा इसे बड़ा पसंद किया गया था। सेक्शन 1 के साथ हमें 7 से 8 एपिसोड हमें देखने को मिले थे। दोस्तों ये 2024 की एक टीवी सीरीज है और उससे पहले इस पर एक तरह से बेस कई मूवी सीरीज आ चुकी है, लेकिन ये नए अंदाज में नेटफ्लिक्स द्वारा इसे बनाया गया था। तो सेक्शन 1 हमें देखने को मिला है। सेक्शन 2 की अनाउंसमेंट कर दी गई है नेटफ्लिक्स के द्वारा। इस एक तरह से शो के बारे में आपको सारी कुछ जानकारी बताने वाले हैं, तो वीडियो को लाइक कीजिए और कंटिन्यू हमारे साथ बने रहे। अब इसके बारे में हम जानना चालू करते हैं।
Avatar, The Last Airbender is an American fantasy drama television series developed by Albert Kim for Netflix. It is a live-action adaptation of the animated television series of the same name created by Michael Dante DiMartino and Bryan Konietzko for Nickelodeon. The series stars an ensemble cast including Gordon Cormier, Kiawentiio, Ian Ousley, Dallas Liu, Paul Sun-Hyung Lee, Ken Leung, and Daniel Day Kim. The series is set in a fictional world where human civilization is divided into four nations based on the four classical elements: the water tribes, the earth kingdom, the fire nation, and the air nomads. In each nation, some people known as benders can telekinetically manipulate one of the four elements. The story follows the journey of 12-year-old Aang, the last survivor of the air nomads and the next avatar who can master all four elements. The series was first announced in September 2018, with DiMartino and Konietzko attached as both executive producers and showrunners. However, in June 2020, the pair departed the series over creative differences. In August 2021, Kim was officially announced as a writer, executive producer and showrunner. The first season was released on Netflix on February 22, 2024, and garnered mixed reception from critics. In March 2024, the series was renewed for a second and third season. Premise: the series is set in a war-torn world where certain people can bend one of the four classical elements: water, earth, fire or air. Aang, the avatar and the last living airbender, is the bridge between the mortal and spirit worlds, and the only one capable of bending all four of the elements instead of just one. The Avatar maintains the balance of the world and nature to bring peace, and Aang is now faced with the responsibility of ending the ambitions of the militaristic Fire Nation to conquer the world. With his new companions Katara and Sokka, Aang sets out to master the four elements while pursued by Zuko, the exiled crown prince of the Fire Nation, who seeks to regain his honor by capturing him. 3. Cast and characters. See also, List of Avatar, The Last Airbender characters. Main: Gordon Cormier as Avatar Aang, a free-spirited and peaceful 12-year-old airbender who was frozen in ice for 100 years. When he wakes up, all the other airbenders have been wiped out by the Fire Nation and he embarks on a quest to end the war and become the figurehead of balance and harmony for the world as the Avatar. 4. Kiawentiio as Katara, a 14-year-old who is the last waterbender of the Southern Water Tribe after her mother was killed by the Fire Nation. Despite her personal tragedy, she joins Aang on his journey while growing to her true potential. 4. Meadow Kingfisher portrays young Katara in flashbacks. 5. Ian Ousley as Sokka, Katara's 16-year-old brother who has tried to become the quasi-leader of their tribe after their father left to fight in the war. He joins Aang on his mission along with Katara, and makes up for his lack of bending abilities with his intelligence, resourcefulness and trusty boomerang. 4. Dallas Liu as Prince Zuko, the scarred, exiled and short-tempered 17-year-old crown prince of the Fire Nation, bent on capturing the Avatar to end his banishment and regain his honor. 4. Paul Sun-Hyung Lee as Uncle Iroh, a retired Fire Nation general and the wise and nurturing uncle and mentor to Zuko. 6. Ken Leung as Commander Zhao, an ambitious, yet arrogant, ruthless and dishonorable Fire Nation naval officer and Zuko's bitter main rival in his pursuit of the Avatar. 6. Daniel Day Kim as Fire Lord Ozai, the tyrannical and sadistic ruler of the Fire Nation, Iroh's younger brother, and Zuko and Azula's father. 7. Kim had previously lent his voice to the Avatar franchise, as General Fong in Book 2 of The Last Airbender and as Hiroshi Sato in The Legend of Korra. 8 is deliciously a villain, and that's what I sank my teeth into, Kim said in an interview, going on to compare Ozai with Darth Vader from Star Wars. 9. Recurring. Lim Siu as Gyatso, a mischievous, chipper, kind, and caring air nomad monk who is Aang's mentor and father figure. 6. Casey Camp Horanek as Gran Gran, the matriarch of the Southern Water Tribe and Sokka and Katara's paternal grandmother. 10. Ruius Condor as Lieutenant G, a Fire Nation officer on Zuko's ship. 11. Matthew Yang King as the vocalizations of APPA, a sky bison who is Aang's companion. 12. Momo, a winged lemur who befriends Aang and joins him on his journey. 12. Ryan Ma as Lieutenant Dang, an officer in the Fire Nation Navy loyal to Zhao. 13. Utkarsh Ambudkar as King Bhumi, the elderly king of Omashu who is Aang's oldest friend. 14. Pratnesh Prakash portrays a young Bhumi. Elizabeth Yu as Princess Azula, the cunning and prodigiously gifted princess of the Fire Nation and Zuko's younger sister. 10. Showrunner Albert Kim stated ahead of the show's premiere that Azula is featured a lot more in the new show's first season than she is in the original cartoon's first season, crediting the knowledge of what Azula does later in the original show's second and third seasons for the writers having the advantage of where to take her. 15. Thalia Tran as Mai, Azula's stoic friend who is skilled in knife throwing. 16. Momona Tamada as Tai Li, Azula's acrobatic and cheerful friend who is skilled in kai blocking. 17-18. Amber Mid-Thunder as Princess Yu, the princess of the Northern Water Tribe. 19. Mid-Thunder also voices the fox form of Princess Yu in the spirit world. Guest Hiro Kanagawa as Fire Lord Sozin, the Fire Lord who started the 100-Year War and Zuko's great-grandfather. 20. David Sakurai as an earthbender who discovers Sozin's plan to attack the other nations. 21. Yvonne Chapman as Avatar Kyoshi, the legendary earthbender avatar preceding Aang's previous incarnation, Avatar Roku. 10. Maria Jong as Suki, the leader of Kyoshi Island's elite all-female soldiers, the Kyoshi Warriors. 10. Tamlin Tomita as Yukori, Suki's mother and the fiercely protective mayor of her small village on Kyoshi Island. 10. Osric Chow as Tan, the leader of a group of Fire Nation rebels who plan to assassinate Ozai only to fall into a deadly ambush. 22. Danny Pudi as Sai, the mechanist, a single father and inventor from the Earth Kingdom. 23. Lucian River Chauhan as Teo, the mechanist's wheelchair-using son. 24. Sebastian Amoruso as Jet, the leader of the Freedom Fighters, a group of revolutionaries who fight back against the Fire Nation. 25. Taylor Lamb Wright as the Duke, the youngest member of the Freedom Fighters. 26. Vincent Wang as Pipsqueak, a physically imposing member of the Freedom Fighters. Was Valarao as Smalaby, a female member of the Freedom Fighters who is often mistaken for a boy because of her looks. 27. Nathaniel Kong as Longshot, a silent archer and member of the Freedom Fighters. 28. James S.I.E. as the Cabbage Merchant, an unfortunate merchant whose produce is continually destroyed. S.I.E. reprises his role from the animated series. 29. Albert Nicholas as Captain Dixit, an earthbender captain who seeks revenge for Iroha's role during the siege of the Earth Kingdom city Ba Sing Se. George Takei as the voice of Koh the Face Stealer, a centipede-like spirit who uses the stolen faces of his victims. Takei also voiced the warden of a Fire Nation prison camp in Book 1 of The Last Airbender. 30. Randall Duck Kim as the voice of Wan Shitong, an owl spirit and collector of knowledge who is very distrustful towards humans. 31. Arden Cho as June, a bounty hunter who is hired by Zuko to find the Avatar. 32-33. Simon Chin as Yang, a bartender at an Earth Kingdom village who tells Zuko and Iroh about a sighting of the Avatar. 34. Ash Lee as Shufan, the head of an Earth Kingdom village that is being terrorized by an angry forest spirit. Kira Mandel as Lien, Shufan's daughter. 21. Rainbow Dickerson as Kia, Sokka and Katara's mother. 35. Joel Morngrand as Hakoda, Sokka and Katara's father and the chieftain of the Southern Water Tribe who left to fight in the war. 36. Trevor Carroll as Beto, Hakoda's friend and a Southern Water Tribe warrior. C.S. Lee as Avatar Roku, the firebender avatar who precedes Aang and mentors him in communing with the spirit world. 37. Fran Ois Chow as the Great Sage, the leader of the fire sages at a fire temple dedicated to Avatar Roku. 38. James Ra as Shu, a fire sage who guides Aang through the fire temple. Nathaniel Arkand as Anuk, the chieftain of the Northern Water Tribe and Yu's father. 39. Martinez as Paku, a waterbending master from the Northern Water Tribe. 40. Irene Bedard as Yagoda, a waterbender healer from the Northern Water Tribe. 41. Joel Ulet as Han, a Northern Water Tribe warrior formerly betrothed to Princess Yu. 42-43. Miguan Fairbrother as Avatar Kuruk, the waterbender avatar preceding Avatar Kyoshi. 44. Additionally, Justin Wong, Emily Chun, Shaz Tina Kumar, John Ray D. Y. Bucco, and Wilson Kwok portray a group of nomadic minstrels. 45. Episodes. No. Title directed by written by original release date. 1 Aang Michael Goy teleplay by Albert Kim and Michael Dante DiMartino and Bryan Konietzko February 22, 2024. 2 Warriors Michael Goy Joshua Hale Fialkov February 22, 2024. 3 Omashu Jabara Raisoni Christine Boylan February 22, 2024. For Into the Dark Jabara Raisoni Keely McDonald February 22, 2024. 5 Spirited Away Roseanne Liang Gabriel Lanas February 22, 2024. 6 Masks Roseanne Liang teleplay by Emily Kim and Hunter Reese and Bryan Konietzko. Story by Ubar Mohammed and Bryan Konietzko and Michael Dante DiMartino February 22, 2024. 7 The North Jet Wilkinson Audrey Wong Kennedy February 22, 2024. 8 Legends Jet Wilkinson Albert Kim February 22, 2024. Production. Development. In 2018, Netflix announced that a reimagined live-action remake of Avatar was to start production in 2019. 4647 The series' original creators, Michael Dante DiMartino and Bryan Konietzko, were initially announced to be the executive producers and showrunners. 4849 In June 2020, the creators departed the series due to creative differences. This was revealed after DiMartino published an open letter on his own website on August 12, 2020. The pair cited differences in their approach to the show compared with Netflix's vision, also citing a negative and unsupporting environment during their time with the studio. 50-51 52-53 The duo ultimately received writing credits for the first and sixth episodes. 54. In August 2021, Albert Kim was officially announced as a writer, executive producer and showrunner. He commented in a blog post, "My first thought was, why? What is there I could do or say with the story that wasn't done or said in the original? But the more I thought about it, the more intrigued I became. We'll be able to see bending in a real and visceral way we've never seen before." 55 In the same post, Kim emphasized that throughout this process, our byword has been authenticity. To the story. To the characters. To the cultural influences. Authenticity is what keeps us going, both in front of the camera and behind it. Dan Lin, Lindsay Liberatori, Michael Goy, and Roseanne Liang were also announced as executive producers with Goy and Liang both directing episodes of the series. 56-55 In the first season, each episode reportedly cost more than $15 million to make. 57. On March 6, 2024, the series was renewed for a second and third season, with it set to conclude with the latter. 58. Casting. Prior to their departure, DiMartino and Konietzko had revealed that they are committed to culturally appropriate, non-whitewashed casting according to a statement from Konietzko. 59. Konietzko had said that he was hoping to include Dante Basco, the original voice actor who played Zuko. 60. In August 2021, following leaked casting reports, Netflix revealed the show's cast for the main four characters: Gordon Cormier, Kiawentiio, Ian Ousley and Dallas Liu as Aang, Katara, Sokka and Zuko respectively. 55. Kim felt that this was a chance to showcase Asian and indigenous characters as living, breathing people. Not just in a cartoon, but in a world that truly exists, very similar to the one we live in. 61. In November 2021, Daniel Dae Kim, who previously voiced General Fong in the animated series and later Hiroshi Sato in The Legend of Korra, joined the cast of the series as Fire Lord Ozai. 7. Later that month, Paul Sun-Hyung Lee, Lim Kei-siu, and Ken Leung joined the cast of the series, playing Iroh, Gyatso, and Commander Zhao respectively. 6. In December, Elizabeth Yu, Yvonne Chapman, Tamlin Tomita, Casey Camp Horanek and Maria Jong were added to the cast, respectively playing Azula, Avatar Kyoshi, Yukori, a new character added as Suki's mother in replacement of the mayor of Kyoshi Island, Gran and Suki. 10. In April 2022, Arden Cho and Momona Tameda joined the cast as June and Ty Lee. 32. 17. Later that month, C.S. Lee was cast as Avatar Roku. 37. In June 2022, Martinez and Amber Midthunder were cast as Master Paku and Princess Yu respectively. 40. 19. In July 2022, it was revealed that James S.I.E. would reprise his role as the cabbage merchant from the animated series. 29. In September 2022, more additional roles were announced, with two of them being George Takei as the voice of KOH the Face Stealer and Randall Duck Kim as the voice of Wan Shitong. Takei previously voiced the Fire Nation prison rig warden in the animated series, while Duck Kim had a minor role in the 2010 live-action film The Last Airbender. 62. Filming. Production and filming began in Vancouver, British Columbia on November 16, 2021. 63. 60 for the series was filmed under the working titles Trade Winds and Blue Dawn. Principal photography wrapped on June 17, 2022. 65. 56. 66. 67. Stuart Whelan served as a cinematographer. 68. Visual effects. Visual effects for the series were handled by over 20 visual effects studios, including Framestore, DNEG, One Rodeo FX, Scanline VFX and Image Engine. Music. On February 16, 2023, it was confirmed that award-winning Japanese-American composer Takeshi Furukawa was attached to the project as its composer. 69. Jeremy Zuckerman, who composed music for the original show, was originally set to return to compose the music for the remake 70 but later denied his involvement with the show after DiMartino and Konietzko left the project. 71. Marketing. Promotional poster incorporating several notable characters from the first season. The first look of the four main characters of the series Aang, Katara, Sokka and Zuko was released at Netflix's Tudum fan event in June 2023, along with a teaser featuring the four elements in the show. 72. This was followed by a first look at the characters from the Fire Nation in October 2023. 73. On November 9, 2023, Netflix released the first official teaser trailer for the series. 70. For the official trailer for the series was released on January 23, 2024. 75. Release. The first season was released exclusively on Netflix on February 22, 2024, with 8 episodes in total. 76. 77. Reception. Critical response. The review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes certified the first season Rotten, reporting 59% approval rating based on 71 critic reviews. The website's critics' consensus reads, Avatar, The Last Airbender serves as a solid live-action entry point into the beloved franchise, although it only sporadically recaptures the magic of its source material. 78 Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned a score of 56 out of 100 based on 26 critics, indicating mixed or average reviews. 79. Jack Seal from The Guardian gave the series a positive review, saying the landscapes sparkle. There is a giant six-legged flying bison that carries everyone spectacularly from place to place through the clouds, and the young cast are up to the task. 80 Josh Yell from IGN gave a generally positive review, saying the live-action Avatar, The Last Airbender series enriches the original story with meaningful new material, but its breakneck pacing, exposition-heavy dialogue, and hit-or-miss effects aren't precisely in balance. 81 James Marsh from the South China Morning Post gave an extremely positive review. Hardened devotees of the source material will inevitably find minor cosmetic and composite changes to quibble about, but critics will be hard-pressed to argue against Kim and his crew's heart being in the right place. 82 Anita Singh from The Telegraph gave a mixed response. It's solid entertainment, fast-moving, action-packed, with decent fight scenes and some appealing performances, all done on a generous Netflix budget. Don't expect subtlety. This is aimed at children, so the characters and plot are broadly drawn. 83 Variety opined that, while it wasn't as bad as the 2010 film The Last Airbender, it will leave fans wishing the streamer had left DiMartino and Konietzko's masterpiece alone. 80 for Callie Laura from USA Today called the show a corrupted facsimile of the original and claimed it's clear after 2 failed attempts to tell this story in live action that the greatness of Avatar was because of its animation, not in spite of it. 85. Avatar, The Last Airbender, also known as Avatar, The Legend of Aang in some regions, is an American animated fantasy action television series created by Michael Dante DiMartino and Bryan Konietzko and produced by Nickelodeon Animation Studio. Avatar is set in an Asian and Arctic-inspired world in which some people can telekinetically manipulate one of the 4 elements: water, earth, fire or air through practices known as bending, inspired by Chinese martial arts. The only individual who can bend all 4 elements, the Avatar, is responsible for maintaining harmony among the world's 4 nations, and serves as the link between the physical world and the spirit world. The series is centered around the journey of 12-year-old Aang, the current Avatar and last survivor of his nation, the Air Nomads, along with his friends Katara, Sokka, and Toph, as they strive to end the Fire Nation's war against the other nations and defeat Fire Lord Ozai before he conquers the world. It also follows the story of Zuko, the exiled prince of the Fire Nation, seeking to restore his lost honor by capturing Aang, accompanied by his uncle Iroh and later, his sister Azula. Avatar is presented in a style that combines anime with American cartoons and relies on the imagery of primarily Chinese culture, too, with various other influences from different East Asian, Southeast Asian, South Asian, North Asian, and Native American cultures. Avatar, The Last Airbender was a ratings success and received acclaim from critics for its characters, cultural references, art direction, voice acting, soundtrack, humor, and themes. These include concepts rarely touched on in youth entertainment, including war, genocide, imperialism, totalitarianism, indoctrination, and free choice. 3 It won 5 Annie Awards, a Genesis Award, a Primetime Emmy Award, a Kids' Choice Award, and a Peabody Award. The show is regarded by many critics as one of the greatest animated television series of all time. Avatar aired on Nickelodeon for 3 seasons, from February 2005 to July 2008. For the extended Avatar franchise includes an ongoing comic series, a prequel novel series, an animated sequel series, and a live-action film, as well as a live-action remake series produced for Netflix. 5 The complete series was released on Blu-ray in June 2018 in honor of the 10th anniversary of its finale 6 and was made available to stream on Netflix in the United States and Canada in May 2020, 7/8 on Paramount Plus in June 2020, 9 and on Amazon Prime Video in January 2021. 10. Series Overview. Setting. Main article, World of Avatar, The Last Airbender. World Map. A map of the 4 nations. Avatar, The Last Airbender is set in a world where human civilization consists of 4 nations, named after the four classical elements, the water tribes, the earth kingdom, the fire nation, and the air nomads. In each nation, certain people, known as benders, waterbenders, earthbenders, firebenders, and airbenders, have the ability to telekinetically manipulate and control the element corresponding to their nation, using gestures based on Chinese martial arts. The Avatar is the only individual with the ability to bend all four elements. The Avatar is an international arbiter whose duty is to maintain harmony among the four nations, and act as a mediator between humans and spirits. When the Avatar dies, their spirit is reincarnated in a new body, who will be born to parents in the next nation in a set order known as the Avatar cycle: fire, air, water, and earth. By tradition, the new Avatar will travel the world to learn all four bending arts, after which they will begin in earnest their role as global peacekeeper. The Avatar can enter a condition known as the Avatar state, in which they temporarily gain the skills and knowledge of all their past incarnations. Although this is when they are at their most powerful, if the Avatar was ever killed while in the Avatar state, the reincarnation cycle would be broken and the Avatar would cease to exist. Synopsis. Main article, List of Avatar, The Last Airbender characters. A century ago, young Avatar Aang, afraid of his new responsibilities, fled from his home and was forced into the ocean by a storm. He encased himself and his sky bison APPA in suspended animation in an iceberg near the South Pole. Shortly afterward, Fire Lord Sozin, the ruler of the Fire Nation, launched a world war to expand his nation's empire. Knowing that the Avatar must be an air nomad, he carried out a genocide against the air nomads, which he timed with the arrival of a comet that gives firebenders tremendous power. 100 years later, siblings Katara and Sokka, teenagers of the Southern Water Tribe, accidentally discover Aang and revive him. In the first season, Aang travels with Katara and Sokka to the Northern Water Tribe so he can learn waterbending and be prepared to defeat the Fire Nation. Prince Zuko, the banished son of the current Fire Lord Ozai, pursues them, accompanied by his uncle Iroh, hoping to capture the Avatar in order to restore his honor. Aang is also pursued by Zhao, a Fire Nation admiral aspiring to win Ozai's favor. When his navy attacks the Northern Water Tribe, Zhao kills the moon spirit, Yu, the princess of the tribe, sacrifices her life to revive it, and Aang drives off the enemy fleet. In the second season, Aang learns earthbending from Toph Beifong, a blind 12-year-old earthbending prodigy. Zuko and Iroh, now fugitives from the Fire Lord, become refugees in the Earth Kingdom, eventually settling in its capital Ba Sing Se. Both groups are pursued by ATLA, Zuko's younger sister and a firebending prodigy. Aang's group travels to Ba Sing Se to seek the Earth King's support for an attack on the Fire Nation timed to an upcoming solar eclipse, during which firebenders will be powerless. ATLA instigates a coup d'état, bringing the capital under Fire Nation control, and Zuko sides with his sister. Aang is fatally wounded by ATLA, but he is revived by Katara. In the third season, Aang and his allies invade the Fire Nation capital during the solar eclipse, but are forced to retreat. Zuko abandons the Fire Nation to join Aang and teach him firebending. Aang, raised by monks to respect all life, wrestles with the possibility that he will have to kill Ozai to end the war. When Sozin's comet returns, Aang confronts Ozai and uses his avatar powers to strip Ozai of his firebending ability. Meanwhile, Aang's friends liberate Ba Sing Se, destroy the Fire Nation airship fleet, and capture ATLA. Zuko is crowned the new Fire Lord and the war comes to an end. Episodes. Main article, List of Avatar, The Last Airbender episodes. See also, Sozin's Comet. The series consists of 61 episodes. The first episode, an hour-long premiere, aired on February 21, 2005, on Nickelodeon. 11. The series concluded with a 2-hour television movie broadcast on July 19, 2008. 12. Each season of the series is known as a book, in which each episode is referred to as a chapter. Each book takes its name from one of the elements Aang must master: water, earth, and fire. 11. The show's first 2 seasons each consists of 20 episodes and the third season has 21. The entire series has been released on DVD in regions 1, 2, and 4. 13. As of May 2020, the complete series is available on Netflix in the United States. 14. It became the most popular show on U.S. Netflix within the first week of its release there, despite not being featured on the main page. 7. The show broke the record for longest consecutive appearance on Netflix's daily top 10 list, with 60 straight days on the list, one of only 2 shows in the top 10 record holders that was not a Netflix original series as of July 2020. 15. Later in June 2020, the complete series became available on Paramount Plus, at the time CBS All Access, 9, and later on Amazon Prime Video 10 in January 2021. Book name episodes originally aired. First aired, last aired. 1. Water 20 February 21, 2005 December 2, 2005. 2. Earth 20 March 17, 2006 December 1, 2006. 3. Fire 21 September 21, 2007 July 19, 2008. Development. Conception and production. Bald man with glasses smiling. Dark-haired man with glasses smiling. Michael DiMartino, left, and Bryan Konietzko, the series co-creators. Avatar, The Last Airbender was co-created and produced by Michael Dante DiMartino and Bryan Konietzko at Nickelodeon Animation Studios in Burbank, California. Its animation was mostly done by South Korean studios JM Animation, DR Movie, and MOI Animation. According to Konietzko, the series was conceived in early 2001 when he took an old sketch of a balding, middle-aged man and imagined the man as a child. He drew the character herding bison in the sky and showed the sketch to DiMartino, who was watching a documentary about explorers trapped at the South Pole. Konietzko described their early development of the concept: there's an air guy along with these water people trapped in a snowy wasteland. And maybe some fire people are pressing down on them. 16. 2 weeks later, the co-creators successfully pitched the idea to Nickelodeon Vice President and Executive Producer Eric Coleman. 17. The series was introduced to the public in a teaser reel at Comic-Con 2004, 18 and premiered on February 21, 2005. 19. In an interview, Konietzko said, "Mike and I were really interested in other epic legends and lore properties, like Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, but we knew that we wanted to take a different approach to that type of genre. Our love for Japanese anime, Hong Kong action and kung fu cinema, yoga, and Eastern philosophies led us to the initial inspiration for Avatar, The Last Airbender." 20. According to head writer Aaron Ehas, Konietzko and DiMartino originally envisioned the series being 3 seasons long, but Nickelodeon asked Ehas what his ideas for a 4th season would be, and he later discussed these ideas with both Konietzko and DiMartino. Ehas believed that a 4th season would be created, but this plan was interrupted when Konietzko and DiMartino became occupied with assisting M. Night Shyamalan on the film The Last Airbender. Ehas says that Shyamalan insisted they create a 4th season instead, but Konietzko and DiMartino wanted to focus on the live-action film as they were executive producers on the project. 21. However, Konietzko and DiMartino have denied this, and claim that a 4th season was never considered by themselves nor Nickelodeon. 22. Pilot. A pilot episode for the series was made in 2003. It was animated by Tin House Incorporated, written by Michael Dante DiMartino and Bryan Konietzko, and directed by Dave Filoni. Mitchell Musso voiced Aang in this pilot but was later replaced by Zach Tyler Eisen when the show began production. In the episode, Sokka and his sister Kia, renamed to Katara by the time the series aired, must travel the world to find masters for Aang, who is the Avatar. However, they must evade a critical foe, Prince Zuko of the Fire Nation, who wants to capture Aang. This episode was first publicly released as one of the extras in the NTSC Season 1 DVD box set, which were not available with the previously released individual volumes. As the PAL box set lacks extras, the episode was not made available on DVD in PAL regions. The episode was released with audio commentary from the creators, which, unlike commentary on other episodes in the season, is not possible to disable on the DVD set. 23 On June 14, 2010, the unaired pilot was made available with and without commentary for the first time via the iTunes Store. 24. In 2020, the pilot was shown on Twitch. 25. Influences. Fictional locations featured in the show are based on the architecture and designs of real locations. For example, the creators modeled the city of Ba Sing Se off the Forbidden City in Beijing, China. The series is notable for borrowing extensively from East Asian art and mythology for its universe, especially Chinese culture. Its creators employed cultural consultants Edwin Zane and Chinese calligrapher Sun-Hyung Lee to help determine its art direction and settings. 26-27 The creators have cited Chinese art and history, Hinduism, Taoism and Buddhism, and yoga as the strongest influences on the series. 26-28 Jeremy Zuckerman and Benjamin Wynn created the series' music and sound design together in the early developmental stages and then went on to divide the tasks, Zuckerman taking on the musical responsibility and Wynn the sound design. They experimented with a wide range of instruments, including the guzheng, pipa, and duduk, to match the show's Asia-influenced setting. 29. The art style of the fictitious locations used in the series are based on real locations in Asia. Sites such as the Forbidden City and the Great Wall of China in Beijing were inspirations for the Earth Kingdom city of Ba Sing Se. 30 and Water Tribe locations were based on Inuit and Siniki cultures. 3 According to writer Aaron Ehas, early Fire Nation designs were based on Japanese culture. To avoid accidentally making broad statements, they redesigned many settings and peoples to be more broadly inspired. 3 For the final design, the creators went with a more Chinese style for the Fire Nation's clothing and architecture. 31 For instance, the Fire Temple was based on the Yellow Crane Tower, as its flame-like architectural elements were a perfect motif for the Fire Nation architecture according to the creators. 32. The gestures used by the Bender characters are derived from Chinese martial arts, for which the creators employed Saifu Kisu of the Harmonious Fist Chinese Athletic Association as a consultant. 33 Each fighting style is unique to the benders who use them or characters who are aligned to a certain element. For example, practitioners of waterbending use movements influenced by Tai Chi and focused on alignment, body structure, breath, and visualization. Hungar was the inspiration for practitioners of earthbending, and was chosen for its firmly rooted stances and powerful strikes as a representation of the solidity of earth. Northern Shaolin, which uses strong arm and leg movements, was chosen to represent firebending. Bagua, which uses dynamic circular movements and quick directional changes, was used for airbending. 30 For the Chugar Southern Praying Mantis style can be seen practiced by the earthbender Toph, who develops a unique fighting style as a result of her blindness. 35 Asian cinema influenced the presentation of these martial art bending moves. 16. Themes. The series addresses many topics rarely touched on in youth entertainment, including issues relating to war, genocide, imperialism, colonialism and totalitarianism, gender discrimination and female empowerment, marginalization and oppression, spirituality, as well as the philosophical questions surrounding fate, destiny, and free will. 3. The show is set during a period in which the world is engulfed in an imperialistic war initiated by the Fire Nation. While war is a constant backdrop, the show depicts these effects through the eyes of common people, the oppressed Earth Kingdom citizens, as well as indoctrinated Fire Nation schoolchildren, to show how war makes victims of everyone. 3. And while the Fire Nation is presented as the instigator of violence, the show also depicts the systemic inequality experienced by residents in the Earth Kingdom city of Ba Sing Se, as well as the nefarious activities of the city's secret police. These situations show the corrupting nature of power and the nuances of good and evil. 3. The show introduces viewers to genocide early on when protagonist Aang visits his former home in the Southern Air Temple. He arrives to discover his people have been massacred and displays a range of emotions, from rage to loss. 36. The character Zuko and his relationship with his father and uncle Iroh is the series' main redemption arc, and represents the show's message that destiny and fate are not binding or set by other people, but can be changed. 37. In Season 2, Zuko struggles to conform to the destiny and path determined by his father. 3. But Iroh prods him, asking, "Who are you? What do you want?" 38. The show also represents a diverse cast of characters in order to tackle the issue of marginalization. For example, in introducing a blind character like Toph and a paraplegic boy like Teo, the show depicted characters with vulnerabilities overcoming their physical and societal limitations. 3. This is also true when it comes to the show's female characters. For example, female protagonist Katara faces systemic sexism when she reaches the Northern Water Tribe to learn waterbending. In another instance, her brother Sokka is initially dismissive of the all-female Kyoshi warriors, but learns to respect and appreciate their skills. 3. According to Kirk Hamilton of Kotaku, these themes represent the show's message that it is more important to be oneself than to hew to societal expectations. 38. Reception. Ratings. Avatar: The Last Airbender was the highest-rated animated television series in its demographic at its premiere. An average of 1.1 million viewers watched each new episode. 39. It had 5.6 million viewers for its highest-rated episode 40. Need quotation to verify, and was a highly rated part of the Nicktoons lineup beyond its 6 to 11-year-old target demographic. 41. A 1-hour special, The Secret of the Fire Nation, consisting of the episodes The Serpent's Pass and The Drill, aired on September 15, 2006, and attracted 4.1 million viewers. According to the Nielsen ratings, the special was the 5th highest-rated cable television program that week. 42. In 2007, Avatar: The Last Airbender was syndicated to more than 105 countries and was one of Nickelodeon's top-rated programs. The series ranked first on Nickelodeon in Germany, Indonesia, Malaysia, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Colombia. 43. The 4-part series finale, Sozin's Comet, had the series' highest ratings. Its first airing averaged 5.6 million viewers, 95% more than Nickelodeon had in mid-July 2007. Citation needed: during the week of July 14, it was the most viewed program by the under-14 demographic. 44. 45. The finale's popularity was reflected in online media. Rise of the Phoenix King, a Nick.com online game based on Sozin's Comet, had almost 815,000 gameplays in 3 days. 46. Critical response. Several books based on the show have been published. Dark Horse Comics published an art book titled Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Art of the Animated Series on June 2, 2010, with 184 pages of original art from the series. 95. Comics. Main article: Avatar: The Last Airbender, Comics. Several comic book short stories were published in Nickelodeon magazine, and Dark Horse published Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Lost Adventures, a collection of these and new comics on June 15, 2011. 96. Dark Horse published a graphic novel series by Gene Young that continues Aang's story after the 100 Years' War. Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Promise, published in 3 volumes in 2012, explores the fate of the Fire Nation colonies that become the Legend of Korra's United Republic. This series was translated into Hebrew in 2016-2017. 97. A second set of 3 comic books, Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Search, focuses on Zuko and Azula, and the fate of their mother Ursa. 98. The second set was translated into Hebrew in 2018-2019. 99. The third set, Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Rift, shifts the focus to Aang, the creation of Republic City, and Topher's relationship with her family. 100. The Rift was followed by Avatar: The Last Airbender, Smoke and Shadow, about a resistance force in the Fire Nation against Fire Lord Zuko, who at the end of the original series assumed the throne. 101. The 5th graphic novel was Avatar: The Last Airbender, North and South, which follows the events of Smoke and Shadow and is about Katara and Sokka returning to the Water Tribe to see various changes to their homeland. 102. The next graphic novel is titled Imbalance and was released in October 2018. The series explores the emerging conflict between the benders and non-benders that becomes the center for the conflict in the first season of the sequel, The Legend of Korra. Unlike the previous 5 books, it was written by Faith Erin Hicks. 103. Prequel novel series. A 2-part young adult novel series focusing on Avatar Kyoshi written by F.C. Yee was published in July 2019 by Abrams Children's Books. The first book of the Kyoshi novels is Avatar, The Last Airbender: The Rise of Kyoshi. 100 for the second part in the series, titled The Shadow of Kyoshi, was released on July 21, 2020. 105. Video games. A video game trilogy based on the series has been released. The Avatar, The Last Airbender video game was released on October 10, 2006. 106 and Avatar, The Last Airbender: The Burning Earth was released on October 16, 2007. 107 Avatar, The Last Airbender Into the Inferno was released on October 13, 2008. 108 Avatar, Legends of the Arena, a massively multiplayer online role-playing game, MMORPG, for Microsoft Windows, was released on September 15, 2008, by Nickelodeon. Players can create their own character and interact with other players around the world. 109 Avatar, The Last Airbender was THQ's best-selling Nickelodeon game in 2006 and was one of Sony Sayer's greatest hits. 110 Aang and Zuko appear as skins for Merlin and Susanoo, respectively, in Smite. 111 A turn-based role-playing game by Navigation Games, titled Avatar Generations, was released in early 2023 for iOS and Android. 112 In September 2023, Game Mill Entertainment released Avatar, The Last Airbender: Quest for Balance, which loosely adapts the events of the entire show. 113 Avatar, The Last Airbender characters and locations are also featured in several Nickelodeon crossover games, including Nickelodeon Kart Racers 2, Grand Prix and 3, Slime Speedway, and the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl series. 114. Film adaptation. Main article, The Last Airbender, film. The series' first season was the basis of the 2010 live-action film The Last Airbender, which was written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan. It was intended as the first of a trilogy of films, each of which would be based upon one of the 3 television seasons. The film was universally panned for its writing, acting, whitewashed cast, and Shyamalan's direction. It earned a 5% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes as well as 5 Razzes at the 31st Golden Raspberry Awards, including Worst Picture, 115, 116, 117, and some critics described it as one of the worst films ever made. 118, 119, 120. Although the film originally shared the title of the television series, the title The Last Airbender was used because producers feared it would be confused with James Cameron's film Avatar. 121 The Last Airbender stars Noah Ringer as Aang, Nicola Peltz as Katara, Jackson Rathbone as Sokka, Dev Patel as Zuko, and Sean Toob as Iroh. 115. Sequel series. Main article, The Legend of Korra. The Legend of Korra, a sequel series to Avatar, The Last Airbender, premiered on Nickelodeon on April 14, 2012. 122 It was written and produced by Michael Dante DiMartino and Bryan Konietzko, the creators and producers of the original series. 123 The show was initially titled Avatar, Legend of Korra, then The Last Airbender, Legend of Korra. Its events occur 70 years after the end of Avatar, The Last Airbender. 120 For the series protagonist is Korra, a 17-year-old girl from the Southern Water Tribe who is the incarnation of the Avatar after Aang's death. 122. Live-action series remake. Main article, Avatar, The Last Airbender, 2024 TV series. Netflix announced in September 2018 that a reimagined live-action remake of Avatar was to start production in 2019. The series' original creators, DiMartino and Konietzko, were to be the executive producers and showrunners. The two said that they intended to adapt the series with a culturally appropriate, non-whitewashed cast. 125 It was announced that Jeremy Zuckerman, who composed music for the original show, would also be returning to do the music for the remake. 126 On August 12, 2020, Michael Dante DiMartino and Bryan Konietzko both revealed on their social media that they had departed the show due to creative differences. 127 128 129 130 In February 2021, Albert Kim was reported to have been brought on as the showrunner. 131 In August later that year, it was reported that Gordon Cormier, Kiawentiio, Ian Ousley and Dallas Liu were cast in the roles of Aang, Katara, Sokka and Zuko, respectively. 132 On November 3, Daniel Dae Kim, who voiced General Fong in the original series, was reported to have been cast as Fire Lord Ozai, followed 2 weeks later by Paul Sun-Hyung Lee, Lim Kei-siu and Ken Leung in their respective roles as Iroh, Gyatso and Zhao, along with news that production had begun in Vancouver. 133 For more casting news followed in December, with Elizabeth Yu, Maria Jong, Yvonne Chapman, Casey Camp Horanek and Tamlin Tomita respectively cast as Ashla, Suki, Kyoshi, Konna and Yukori, the latter an original character. 135. Avatar Studios. On February 24, 2021, Viacom CBS announced Avatar Studios, a new division of Nickelodeon centered on developing animated series and films set in the Avatar universe, to be distributed via Nickelodeon's linear and digital services, Paramount+, theaters, and other third-party platforms. The division is helmed by original series creators DiMartino and Konietzko, who are its co-chief creative officers and report to Nickelodeon Animation Studio President Ramsey and Nato. 136 In addition to this announcement, the company also stated the studio would begin production of an animated film sometime in 2021. Konietzko and DiMartino remarked that with this new Avatar Studios venture we have an unparalleled opportunity to develop our franchise and its storytelling on a vast scale, in myriad exciting ways and mediums. 137 While Viacom CBS Kids and Family President Bryan Robbins declared Avatar, The Last Airbender and Korra have grown at least tenfold in popularity since their original hit runs on Nickelodeon, and Ramsey Nato and I are incredibly excited to have Mike and Bryan's genius talent on board. To helm a studio devoted to expanding their characters and world into new content and formats for fans everywhere. 136. Animated films. On June 15, 2022, Paramount announced that 3 animated Avatar, The Last Airbender films are in production. 138 139. Tabletop role-playing game. Main article, Avatar Legends, the role-playing game. On July 12, 2021, Magpie Games announced that on August 3 of the same year they'd be launching a Kickstarter campaign for Avatar Legends, the role-playing game, an officially licensed tabletop role-playing game set in the universe of Avatar, The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra. 140 The campaign raised USD $9.53 becoming the most successful campaign for a tabletop game in Kickstarter's history. 141 pre-orders for much of the game's content opened on October 12, 2022. 142. Zachary Tyler Eisen, born September 23, 1993, is a retired American voice actor. He voiced Aang in Nickelodeon's Avatar, The Last Airbender, Lucas Nickel in The Ant Bully, Andrew in Little Bill and Pablo in the 2004 animated TV series The Backyardigans. His film roles include Entropy, 1999, and Marcy X, 2003, one while living in Connecticut. He did most of his Avatar, The Last Airbender recordings via satellite from there in New York. As of January 2021, he works in the entertainment industry behind the camera. 2. Early life. Zachary Tyler Eisen was born in Stamford, Connecticut to a Jewish-American family. Career. He first acted as Lucas in Phil Jones's film Entropy. He then started his voice role as Wee Willie, the titular character in the unaired Nickelodeon and Nick Jr. pilot for the PBS Kids children's TV series Super Y. His next voice role was as Andrew Mulligan in the Bill Cosby-created Nickelodeon series Little Bill. Eisen later appeared on a 2000 episode of Nick Jr.'s Dora the Explorer as Baby Red Fish and portrayed a boy in Richard Benjamin's Marcy X. He was cast as Pablo in the children's TV show The Backyardigans for its first season. In the last 3 seasons of the series, he was replaced by Jake Goldberg. He then provided the voice of Aang in Nickelodeon's Avatar, The Last Airbender. He voiced Lucas Nickel in the movie The Ant Bully. He also has done voice work for video games, reprising his role as Lucas Nickel for the video game The Ant Bully and as Aang in the Avatar, The Last Airbender video games, including the series' titular video game adaptation, Avatar, The Last Airbender The Burning Earth and Avatar, The Last Airbender Into the Inferno. Filmography. Mae Whitman, born June 9, 1988, is an American actress. She first became known as a child actor, starring in the films When a Man Loves a Woman, 1994, One Fine Day, 1996, Independence Day, 1996, and Hope Floats, 1998, and the television series Chicago Hope, 1996-1999, and JAG, 1998-2001. She earned mainstream recognition for her performances in the Fox sitcom Arrested Development, 2004-2006, 2013, the NBC drama series Parenthood, 2010-2015, for which she was nominated for a Critics' Choice Television Award, in the NBC crime comedy series Good Girls, 2018-2021. She also had roles in the films Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, 2010, The Perks of Being a Wallflower, 2012, and The Duff, 2015, the latter earning her a Teen Choice Award nomination. Whitman has established herself as a prominent voice actor in children's film and television for her voice performances as Little Susie in Johnny Bravo, 1997-2004, Shanty in the Jungle Book 2, 2003, Katara in the Nickelodeon cartoon Avatar, The Last Airbender, 2005-2008, Rosa Huntsgirl in American Dragon, Jake Long, 2005-2007, Tinker Bell in the eponymous film series, 2008-2015, Cassie Sands Mark a Wonder Girl in Young Justice, 2012-2022, April O'Neil in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 2012. Amity Blight in The Owl House, 2020-2023, Annie in Skull Island, 2023-present, and reprising her Scott Pilgrim role as Roxy Richter in Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, 2023. Early life. Whitman was born in Los Angeles on June 9, 1988, the only child of voice actress Pat Music and personal manager and set construction coordinator Jeffrey Whitman. 2. She attended Ribbit Academy. 3-4. Career. Early roles. Whitman started her career at age 2 in a voiceover for a Tyson chicken commercial. 5. Because she could not yet read, acting coach Andrew McGarrian helped her memorize lines. 6. At age 5, Whitman made her film debut alongside Meg Ryan in When a Man Loves a Woman, 1994, playing Ryan's youngest daughter, Casey Green. She was chosen for the role over 700 other girls who auditioned. 3. In 1996, Whitman appeared in 2 films, Independence Day, playing Bill Pullman's daughter Patricia Whitmore, and One Fine Day, as George Clooney's daughter Maggie Taylor. The same year, Whitman guest starred in the season 3 episode of Friends, the one where Rachel quits. Between 1996 and 1998, she starred in 17 episodes of the David E. Kelley medical drama Chicago Hope. Later, she played Sandra Bullock's daughter, Bernice Pruitt, in Hope Floats. Whitman played the role of Chloe Madison on JAG in several guest appearances from 1998 to 2001 before starring in the Fox Family series State of Grace. In that series, she portrayed Grace, a girl from a Catholic background who befriends Hannah, alias Shortcut, a Jewish girl. 7-8. 2000s. From 2004 to 2006, Whitman had a recurring role on Arrested Development. She also voiced Katara on Avatar, The Last Airbender from 2005 to 2008. Whitman appeared in the 2006 series Thief for FX Networks, playing the stepdaughter of Nick Atwater, Andre Braugher. 9. Whitman made several high-profile guest appearances in 2006 and 2007. She also appeared on Desperate Housewives in the episode Nice She Ain't as Sarah, an unscrupulous friend of Julie Meyer, Andrea Bowen. Whitman also had a recurring role on Chicago Hope, 1994-2000, playing the daughter of Dr. Kate Austen, Christine Lahti, in the series' later years. Whitman was initially cast in the 2007 series remake of Bionic Woman, playing the deaf younger sister of the title character. On June 27, 2007, TV Guide reported that Whitman was being replaced in the role of Jaime's sister, and Lucy Hale was cast as Whitman's replacement the following July. 10. An NBC spokesperson confirmed this, stating the decision was purely creatively driven. It is very common to change storylines, characters, actors after the initial pilot is shot. The sister character's hearing was restored after this recasting at the request of an NBC executive. 10. She also appeared in the 2008 episode Streetwise of Law & Order, Special Victims Unit, as an on-the-street mother who adopts street children and testifies against her husband after her adopted daughter is murdered. She appeared in the HBO series In Treatment as the supporting character Rosie. Whitman voiced the character Tinker Bell in the Disney Tinker Bell films, Tinker Bell, 2008, Tinker Bell and the Lost Treasure, 2009, and Tinker Bell and the Great Fairy Rescue, 2010. 11. As part of a deal to promote the production of the first Tinker Bell film, the UK's Speaking Clock started to use her voice at 100 GMT on October 26, 2008. 12. Furthermore, she voiced the role as Rose in American Dragon, Jake Long, and played Cinder in The Legend of Spyro, The Eternal Night. 2010 S. Whitman at the 2010 San Diego Comic-Con. In 2009, Whitman landed a regular role in NBC's version of the Ron Howard classic Parenthood, 13, which premiered in 2010. She played Amber Holt, a rebellious and willful teen whose only interest at present is her wannabe rock star boyfriend. 14. Whitman played evil ex-Roxy Richter in Edgar Wright's Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, a film adaptation of the Bryan Lee O'Malley indie comic series Scott Pilgrim, which also starred her former Arrested Development co-star Michael Cera in the title role. 15. 16. Whitman appeared on Family Guy in 2010. She had a large role in the 2012 film The Perks of Being a Wallflower opposite Logan Lerman, Emma Watson and Ezra Miller. 17. Whitman has recorded I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day and You Make Christmas Feel So Good for School's Out. Christmas, 18, and has sung guest vocals on a number of tracks from indie punk band Fake Problems' 2010 album Real Ghosts Caught on Tape. 19. Whitman has also been featured on her show Parenthood in the song Gardenia on the Season 2 episode The Booth Job along with Landon Pig. 2021 Whitman appears in the music videos for I Was a Fool and Boyfriend by Tegan and Sara. 22. She performed a small speaking part in the rapper DVS track Charlie Chaplin, where she plays the part of what DVS sees as the stereotypical hipster expressing distaste with music and television to appear special. 23. In 2013, she reprised her role as Enveal in Arrested Development Season 4, 6 years after the series was cancelled. 24. She appeared alongside Darren Criss in 3 episodes of Season 3 of Lisa Kudrow's Web Therapy, playing his girlfriend. 25. In 2015, Whitman played the lead role in the comedy The Duff. She also started filming Operator alongside Martin Starr in June. 26. She voiced Batgirl in DC's Superhero Girls series debuting on September 10, 2016. According to co-writer and director Roland Emmerich, Whitman did not reprise her role as the President's daughter in Independence Day, Resurgence, the sequel to the 1996 blockbuster hit Independence Day, because she did not want to read for the part. 27.
दोस्तों जैसा कि मैंने बताया सेक्शन 2 एक तरह से प्रोडक्शन में अब चालू होने वाला है कुछ ही दिन के अंदर, और बाकी इसके सेक्शन 1 की बात की जाए तो नेटफ्लिक्स पर अभी भी ये ट्रेंडिंग पर चल रहा है, लोगों द्वारा इसे बड़ा पसंद किया जा रहा है। साथ ही साथ इंडिया के अंदर इसे हिंदी के अंदर भी लॉन्च किया गया है, आप इसे नेटफ्लिक्स के प्लेटफॉर्म पर जाकर देख सकते हो। बाकी सारी कुछ जानकारी मैंने डिस्क्रिप्शन में दे दी है। तो आज की इस वीडियो में दोस्तों इतना ही, मिलते हैं अगले वीडियो में।